Good afternoon, everyone, again. This afternoon, I would like to share with you one of the sutra that the Buddha not only answer the question about how to train the monks, but he also give the direction, kind of shortcut for the monks to be fully liberated, if that monk following his teaching properly. So every teaching of the Buddha, usually if you look deeper, it will take you to find peace of mind. Okay, peace of mind has different level. Okay, you can feel good at the moment, you can let go when you get angry at someone, or you learn the Dhamma, you meditate, you feel good, you forgive, you forget, you happy, and that's one level. Okay, we can call a peace of mind. But there are something that deeper than that. Let's say your mind can be free from all defilement or impurity, so you always be peaceful. Okay, it's a bliss. You will have no more anger for the rest of your life, no matter what people say to you. Okay, so that kind of mind. So anything at all that you learn, if you pick up, understand, and put into practice, wholeheartedly, it always take you to the different level of happiness. So let's see this sutra. The name is the quick way. Okay, to extinguish quickly. Someone asked the Buddha, how does a monk extinguish not holding to anything in this world? Okay, to me, when I first studied this one, I feel like it's short, but it's very deep. One paragraph, you can explain like the whole A4 page, what the Buddha means. So this one, the Buddha say something a little to answer to question to one monk, and then later on, okay, Sariputta, which is the Buddha right hand, okay, the very smart monks, help explain again what the Buddha means by saying that in a short paragraph. Okay, so let's take a look together if we can follow. Okay, so let's start from here. To answer this question, how does a bhikkhu or monks extinguish not holding to anything in the world? The person who asked this question quite smart. He get to the point. Basically, he said, the Buddha, how can I liberate myself? Because holding means attachment. We attach on something. That's why we're not fully liberated. What is that thing? Here, the Buddha said, the thought of what? I be. Okay, I be. What is I be? Cause the delay in diffuseness of the world. Your job is to uproot it. And constantly train mindfully to dispel the craving of the self. This is it. This is what the Buddha answered. But how much do we understand? Here, let's take a look. The thought of I be. Okay. Again, this is the translation from Pali to English. It depends on the translator, how much he understands Pali and how much he thinks he understands what the Buddha means. So when you read the text by yourself, especially when it gets translated already, sometimes you need to think deeper, or sometimes you read from different translator, so it helps you to understand. Okay, maybe much better. Not just stick for one translator. Here, this translator used the word I be. I be refer to self. The thought of self. Self means self. What is self? Cause the delay of diffuseness of the world. Cause the delay. It get us trapped in the realm of existence because we think we exist. Because we believe in the notion of having permanent self. So your job is to uproot it, to remove this wrong thinking about self, about having permanent self. Your job is to uproot it and constantly train mindfully to get rid of the craving for the self. Again, this needs more explanation. Now the key word here is self. You may heard the word self. Okay, usually people think of self as ego. What is ego? Ego is me. Ego is you. Each one of us, we have ego. We proud of ourselves. We proud to be ourselves. But in the eyes of Buddhism, there is no such thing called permanent self. There is no such thing called flower, okay, called phone, called trees, called car, called house. Everything is a compound. It's a compound object. It stays together with condition. There's no such thing considered as a permanent self. This is opposite from the idea of self in some other religions such as Brahminism or Hinduism. They have something called permanent self or permanent soul. Permanent mean what? Permanent mean you this lifetime is the same you from last lifetime. It's the same you in the future lifetime. Just like this morning you wear suit, in the afternoon you wear sport shirt, in the evening, okay, you wear pajama. But the same person just change different clothes. That's the idea of permanent self. But the Buddha reject this idea. There is no permanent self in the eye of Buddhism. We, as we here today, this is myself, this is yourself, okay? We're not the same person from last lifetime. This self comes from the driving force from the last self, and this become us because of the karma that we accumulated. Okay, and then we move on to the next life with different karma that we created. If you think of the candle, this is the first candle, right? If I light this candle, I get fire, I get heat, and then that heat burning the candle down until the candle like almost burn out. So I take the new candle and get the light from this candle. So I get the new light with the new candle, but this candle completely burn out, is gone. So can you say this light and the previous light is the same light? Yes and no. It's the same, but it's not the same. It gets something from the previous candle, but itself now it stand with the new candle. It get new oxygen, get new piece of candle, but it get the light from the previous candle. You see, it's not the same one, and that's the idea. Having view on permanent self is called wrong view. What is right view then? Right view is to seeing things the way they are, which is there is no such thing called permanent self. There's no self. And the keyword that you may have heard is called anatta. Anatta is a big word in Buddhism. Anatta mean what? Anatta mean not self. Okay? This is me, but it's not me. It's you, but it's not you. Okay? Anatta means it's not you. It's a condition. You and me, everything here, okay, is conventional truth. It's not ultimate truth. Conventional truth means, we exist because of condition. Okay, body and mind exist because of the condition. We will get to this topic when we study the five aggregate. But in this particular sutra, the Buddha did not explain in detail about self, because the person who asked him happened to be a very smart monk. He answered this much, the monk understand. But for us, we need more explanation. However, the keyword here as a self, if you read by yourself, you may not understand why self is important in Buddhism, why the Buddha mentioned that. Clinging on self, how come it gets us trapped in the realm of existence? So, if we can keep it short, if someone can fully understand this and let go of oneself, then that person can be liberated. Okay, this is deep. And what causes us to cling on self? Another keyword is here, craving. Craving is the second of the Four Noble Truths. Okay, we haven't talked to the Four Noble Truths yet. Somehow I found this sutra is like a very fast track for you to see the whole picture, not only how to train yourself, but also how the Buddha wants you to understand about liberation. So our job here to uproot what? Uproot the idea of self. It sounds simple, but it's not easy at all. The reason we cling on self because of this guy is the craving. Okay, what is the craving then? There are three kinds of craving that mentioned when we study of the Four Noble Truths. The second Noble Truth. The first Noble Truth is about dukkha, the suffering, what it means by suffering. And the second Noble Truth, the Buddha point to craving. Craving is the cause of suffering. Here, I want you to see the picture of these three craving and how it causes us suffering, how it causes us to cling on self so much. The first kind of craving is called kama tanha. The technical term of craving is tanha. Okay, Tanha is craving. Sometimes you use the word desire or thirst. These are the English vocabulary that they use. So Kama Tanha is craving for what? Crave to have. You crave to have. Crave to have food, crave to have car, crave to have house, crave to have a better life. Okay, you crave to have. This is the yellow one. And Bhava Tanha, Bhava or Bhava Tanha is crave to survive, crave to exist, crave to continue exist. And the last one, Vibhava Tanha, the green one, is crave to destroy. As you can see, the red one is in the center. This is the deepest one in our mind. The yellow and the green is on the side. Let me give you an example to understand better. Let's say you want to have a new phone. Okay, your phone is good, it works fine, but all of a sudden you see that, hey, there is a new iPhone came up, iPhone 12, but mine is like iPhone 5. The craving telling you that, hey, I should get that phone, even though you don't have enough money. You don't have to buy it. Your phone is working fine. Somehow you feel like you want to have it. So you feel like I must have it. Deep down in your mind, you know yourself that you don't have enough money to buy it. Okay, so you do your best to get the phone. So what you do? You go borrow your friend's money. Hey, can I borrow your money? I need to buy this phone. So your friend lend you the money. You have enough money and now you can buy the phone. But again, you in debt. From now on, you have to pay, money back to your friends, and that causes you suffering. So the first cause of suffering is Kama Tanha. Is the driving force behind your behavior to buy that phone, even though you don't need it. There are a lot of items in life that we don't need it, but we buy it anyway because of the craving. This thing running our behavior, and it's called Kama Tanha. And what is Vibhava Tanha? The green one. Vibhava Tanha is, okay, you have iPhone 5 and now you think of buying an iPhone 12 even though your iPhone 5 is working fine. Okay, you feel like I need to find a reason to get rid of my old phone. You're not happy with your phone, the old one, okay, anymore. So Vibhava Tanha means you want to destroy it. You don't want to own it. You can sell it to someone or give it away. Okay, so you have a reason to buy a new one. So this is called Vibhava Tanha. And what is Bhava Tanha? The red one. Okay, now you realize that this phone is working fine. That phone is very expensive. I don't have enough money to buy it for now, and I have a lot of bills to pay. Even though I can borrow my friends to buy phone, but if I do that, okay, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So instead of borrowing friends to buy the new phone, you can change your mind to continue using your phone for a little while and save some money so you can survive. This time is a COVID time, business is not good, you don't know whether you're going to lose your job or not. So instead of getting a new one, you feel like your life needs to survive, you need to have money to buy food and buy medicine. You don't buy the phone because you feel like life is more important. Your survival is more important. So phone I can buy later. I'm not dying without getting a new phone. So you decided, I don't buy it now. I want to make sure that I will survive during the time of COVID. So you decided, okay, phone later. You see, Vibhava Tanha is deeper. When it's time to life and death, you would choose to stay alive, right? You will not buy phone if you don't have food. You rather keep money to buy food instead of buy a new phone. So life is more important. And that is why the Buddha said, there is no affection like that of oneself. There is no love so surpass of the love of oneself. Everything we do because we love ourselves. You think deeper. Okay, why you get married? Do you love the woman or you love yourself? I don't know. I never got married. Okay, so this is the fact. Human being, we love ourselves the most.
You love food or you love?
Yes, we love ourselves the most. That's why you seek for love outside. Actually, you want the person to please you. As long as that person is still pleasing you, she's still beautiful, she's still nice to you, you're happy. And one day if things change, she don't look beautiful no more, she loves someone else, and then you're suffering. Okay, you turn to be a different person. It's starting from the love of oneself. So this is the idea of tanha. And the Buddha said, if we can uproot this, we can uproot this tanha, these three tanha, then we can be liberated. We will not be suffering. We will not cling on ourselves. But it's not easy. We will talk about this topic again, okay, in the topic of the Four Noble Truths. We will talk about this again. Let's move to another one. Here, the Buddha said, you should not, okay, to do what? To think that you are better or worse or even the same. Thought affected by many different things. You should not keep thinking of yourself. See, self appear here again. Don't compare yourself to others, basically. Why is that? There's another word called conceit or mana in Pali. Okay, mana. Conceit is very pride of oneself. When you compare yourself to others, there are three scenarios can happen. First, you better than that person, and then you proud. Hey, I'm better than you. I'm richer than you. I'm smarter than you. I am more handsome than you. You proud yourself. You get trapped about self again. You reconfirm that I am actually do exist. I am a self. Another scenario may be you equal that person, and then you want to be better. You want to compete. Jealousy mind exists. But if the person is better than you, again comparison. Usually it doesn't bring peace of mind. You either elation, proud of yourself that you're better than them, or you feel frustrated if someone better than you. Okay, but you can apply this. If you want to be better, you need to find a role model, right? Someone is better than you, and learn from them, with a good intention. Okay, the Buddha is the best, the perfect man. We learn from him. Okay, your teaching monk is a good monk. You learn from him. That kind of comparison give you a good motivation to be better. Oppositely, if you're comparing to your friend and then you kind of have jealousy mind, you compete with him, you want to be better than him for some reason, with a crowded mind, and that always causes you suffering. The Buddha gives us the signal to be careful about comparison. Don't compare yourself to anybody. You are you. You are built uniquely in the universe. No one like you. Even your brother, your sister, they're not like you. We are a unique creature. Each one of us has a unique ability. Okay, you can be good on your version. Don't worry about people better than you or people you better than others. It doesn't do any good. And another one, okay, not letting their eyes wander. Your eyes, turning ear, okay, from crass conversation. Not greedy for flavor, okay, and not thinking of anything in the world as mine. Again, this is self. When there is self, what comes with self is mine. This is me, and this is my car, my wife, my house, my kids, my business. Me and mine come together, and it originated from the idea of self, of bhava tanha, of me. Here, the Buddha suggests the monk that to guard your sense door, your eye, your ear, your nose, your tongue, your body, and your thinking. When you go arms round in the village, okay, if you don't keep your eyes guarded, you may look at something. The enemy can come to your mind, the Mara, the trap. Okay, beautiful woman. If you don't guard your ear, you hear like negative conversation. People talk about politics. People talk about COVID. People talk about the world. So you come back and that information kept in your mind. Then it's occupy your mind. Then you cannot meditate well. Okay, so you have to protect your sense door. Not greedy for flavor means you're not addicted to the taste of the food. You eat to survive. You eat to make sure that you are physically healthy, so you can carry on the training. Not eating because of the taste of the food, and not thinking of anything in the world as mine. I think this is very important keyword. If there is no self, no us, the mind is so relaxed. We can easy to let go. Someone says something bad to you, okay, it's just the word. It doesn't hurt. Why you feel hurtful? Because you self. I am a good person. Come on. Why you say something bad to me like this? I am the boss. I am your teacher. I am your father. When someone says something bad, you feel like you have to protect your ego. What get hurt is your thinking. Why you think like that? Because you think that you, is important person. You is you. This is me, the boss. Don't say something bad to me. When someone says something bad to you, you're not happy because you feel like it hurt yourself, it hurt your feeling. Practice it, okay? Practice it. This is every sentence that we read together here, it needs more explanation. This is very short but it's very deep. There is another version of the Buddhist text that explains this version of the teaching of the Buddha, and it's much longer. Okay, now I give you the concise what the Buddha said, and to see how much we understand. Totally calm within himself, calm, within himself, within yourself. A bhikkhu would not seek peace from another. One who is at peace with themselves or himself, there is nothing to hold on, still less to put down. Constantly at peace the self, there is no other way to attain extinction. See, if you attach to self, you cannot liberate it. You're gonna have to keep born and reborn because of that bhava tanha, crave for continued existence. Totally calm within himself mean what? How can we be calm within ourselves? The Buddha did not suggest us to find peace somewhere else. You can only find true peace inside yourself. And when the mind can be 100% peaceful, only if you can remove the defilement from your mind. Only when the defilement in your mind have been removed, then you can find completely peace in yourself. And when that happens, there is nothing for you to do no more. There's nothing to hold on. Your job in this life is done. See, you see how deep of this particular sentence of the Buddha. Peace refer to nibbana, the state of mind being 100% joyful, being 100% free from defilement. When you hear the word defilement, at least I want you to think of three things. The first one is greed, the second one is hatred, and the third one is delusion. There are more than this, but these are three major defilement or mental impurity that always in our mind or in human mind. So if we can remove all of these greed, hatred, and delusion, then we can find ourselves calm. We can arrive at the state of mind called nibbana. And the Buddha teaches us how to do that. Once this job is done, you have nothing to do more. You have nothing else to do. Our job, especially as a bhikkhu, is to achieve nibbana. And how can we achieve nibbana? We have to remove defilement. The question is how to do that. It's a lifetime job, many lifetime, but it can be done. How do we know? Because the Buddha is a living proof that if he can do it, then we can do it. Because he's a man, we also a man. As a human being, if one man can do it, another can do it as well. This one, when touched by contact, he shouldn't lament, shouldn't crave anywhere, any state of becoming, or tremble at terrors. Again, how much you understand this paragraph? When touched by contact or phassa, or when you are encounter something you don't like, the food you don't like, the weather you don't like, the people you don't like, you stay in the darkness in the cave, the environment that you get fear or terror, you shouldn't be lament, worry, grief, anger, yelling. That's not the manner of the monk. If you encounter something you unhappy, you don't like, your job is to do what? To be calm and to stay still. That's the idea of being a good monk. And how do we do that? How can we remain calm when someone is actually in front of you and yelling at you? How can you remain calm? See, that's imply the state of mind, the quality of mind that can control emotion, something that you don't like, but you can still remain calm. When someone getting hot, you can remain cool. So we don't yell people back. Okay, our job is just to be mindful and make sure that we remain calm. Make sure that you remain calm. Okay, in any situation. And this one, he would not store up good or food. You will not keep food that you receive. Food and drink, edible or clothes, and he would not be afraid of not getting anything. You see how tough of a good monk. When you receive food, you don't keep it. You eat to survive. Your job is done. Go out, arms round in the morning, you get food from the lay people for breakfast, right? You come back to the temple, you eat mindfully, select the food that you feel good for your body, and have enough amount of food to carry on the rest of the day. You can eat one meal and done. You can save some food for lunch. It's okay. According to the rules, you can eat 2 meals a day. But the job is done. Going arms round and eating is done. The rest of the day, you can focus on something else. So we don't keep food in stock. We don't keep anything that we receive from the lay people. Okay, monks supposed to be a person who live really minimum. You minimize, you simplify yourself. So you don't worry about keeping fish sauce, keeping noodle in your kuti, okay, in your place. So clothes or anything, you just minimize it. Okay, simplify your life. Even though you don't get the food you like, you can remain calm. Not worry about whether I get my favorite food or not. If you expect hot, you get cold. If you expect cold, sometimes you get hot, and that's the nature of life. So you just keep your mind neutral. Just go arms round. Whatever you receive, you appreciate. You eat, and then you carry on your training. See, you have to be tough. What about this one? Practicing jhana. Not footloose. Don't be lazy. Not regretful. Don't be feel sad or unhappy. Nor negligent. That bhikkhu should stay in quiet place and for meditation and sleep. The Buddha suggests us to seclude ourselves to focus on meditation practice. But in order for you to do that, you need to have a good health. You need to know how to maintain good health, know how to eat, what to eat and when to eat, right? Then you can have a physical strength to practice meditation. And once you're comfortable with that, go practice the jhana. Jhana means higher level of meditation. Before we get to the jhana, again, we need to remove the 5 hindrances. See, when you learn the teaching, you need to connect what you have learned in each particular teaching. Yesterday we learned about the 6th step of how the Buddha trained the new monk, right? So the last step is to remove the 5 hindrances. And once that happened, it has been removed, then you move on to the second step, the next step, which is the higher meditation practice, which is the jhana. Okay, where? Anywhere, in the forest, in the cave, underneath the tree, just focus on doing that. Okay, don't be lazy. Find a quiet place and then go meditate. By doing this, you're on the fast track to nibbana, to achieve enlightenment. What about this one? Bhikkhu would not sleep much, but ardent, okay, be diligent, developing wakefulness. They would abandon laziness, okay, deceit, joke, game, sex, together with other frivolities, okay, something nonsense. We don't joke around, we don't play around, we don't play game, we don't entertain ourselves. The reason we ordain because we want to achieve or realize nibbana. That's the main purpose of someone ordination. So practice wakefulness, okay? Don't sleep too much, don't be lazy, and don't talk too much. The more you talk, the more the mind stay outside. You think and then you talk. When you talk too much, and then when you come back to meditate, it's very hard for the mind to be still. And if you think of the precept number 4, okay, false speech. False speech is not just telling a lie, right? It includes harsh speech, you speak bad word. It includes divisive speech, divide people into 2 groups, and it includes nonsense speech. You're talking something nonsense for what? The Buddha suggests us only to speak the truth, something beneficial. It's not easy, right? To be a good monk. We have to be very mindful of what you talk. When you have conversation with people, have to be very mindful of our precept. Bhikkhu would not cast spell. Okay, this is something new to you. This may not happen to you now, but when you become a monk longer, or if you have more experience in Buddhism, you may notice that this happened. What happened? Okay, Bhikkhu would not cast spell. Okay, interpret dreams, nor would they practice astrology, prognosticate animal sound, practice fertility magic, or earn money as a healer. Okay, some people go to the temple and ask the monk, "Oh, Luang Po, or the monk, last night I have a bad dream. Could you tell me what it means? And then what should I do?" And the monk may tell story, right? "Oh, this is bad luck. You should make merit. You should offer this. You should offer this, offer that." This is the wrong living. It's not the right livelihood as a monk. We don't do that. The Buddha not suggest us to be a fortune teller, to predict the star, the movement of the star, the sun, the moon. It's not our job. Or perform any kind of black magic. And another thing is that monk we not allowed to be like a marriage counselor. You arrange people to get married, and then you kind of be a part of the marriage, arranging. You involve in that process. This we are forbidden to do that. You don't do that. Okay, it's not your job. And this one, a bhikkhu would not be anxious when criticized. You shouldn't be anxious when criticized, when someone says something bad to you. Not only that, you shouldn't be puffed up when you get praised. This is more difficult. When you see some people say something bad to you, you can be patient. Take a deep breath. Okay, after a while you feel okay, get back to normal. But when someone says something good to you, "Oh, Luang Pi, Lucas, you so nice, you speak so soft, your manner is good, I like the way you teach Dhamma." You may dream about that for 5 days. We crave for praise, we crave for fame, we crave for recognition, because we have ego ourselves. We're so proud of ourselves. So don't get trapped on that. See, if you can let go this feeling, you can be liberated. You cannot overlook or take the Buddha words lightly. But would get rid of, instead of getting anxious about criticism, or become elated when you get praised. So you should get rid of greed, with stinginess, with anger, with slander. Basically get rid of impurity in your mind. Greed, hatred, delusion, the bad quality in your own mind. Just focus on that. Don't get trapped by people praise you, okay? People fame you, people respect you, or people hate you, criticize you, because you is not you. If you don't have the idea of self, then we shouldn't be upset when someone says something bad. We shouldn't be puffed up when someone says something good to us. We can be neutral, and when we be neutral, the mind can go back to the original state of the mind and go deeper in meditation. As long as you still cling for that, okay, cling for praise, cling for fame, or you upset when someone says something bad to you, you cannot have good meditation. You cannot find peace of mind. You need to learn how to let that go. Bhikkhu would not continue at a trade. Again, this is another interesting one. You shouldn't be involved in any selling stuff. And that happened in the Buddha time. Bhikkhu would not continue at a trade. A bhikkhu would not incur blame at all. He would not linger in a village, nor cajole people hoping to get stuff. See, this is about right livelihood of a monk. This is about livelihood. We will not involve in selling stuff. What do you mean by selling? What do I have to sell? Okay. Later on, you may be noticing that, hey, sometimes you have something that, selling and buying is the same thing. Okay, you shouldn't go to the shop and buy, take this and take that, pay money like a lay people. It's against our precept. As a monk, you cannot go around and tell people, "Oh, can you buy this for me? Can you buy that for me?" Okay, this is against our precept. Some monks like to buy amulet. buy and sell amulet. You know what amulet mean? Like the Buddha image. Yeah. People like to collect that. Okay. And they buy and then sell, and then you get involved with money. Okay. This is not the manner of a good monk. Bhikkhu would not incur blame at all. That means you have to behave yourself very well. Behave well. Don't get involved with argument. Don't get yourself into trouble. Don't let people hate you, basically. You should maintain respectful position. He would not linger in a village. That means, you shouldn't be involved much with the lay community, with the lay people. If you have time, you go meditate. You talk as you need it. Okay? You not seek for more friends in the village. Seek for to let people know you. Seek for your student or your follower. This is very important for you to be careful. And the last one, cajole people hoping to get stuff. This is the bad intention for you to say something to the lay people by hoping that they will offer you something. You may tell them indirectly. Let's say you walk past by the lay people, you say, "Oh, it seems like my phone is not working well," and then you left. What does it mean? Your phone is not working properly. Oh, you send the signal that hopefully someone will understand and offer me a new phone. See, this is a bad thought. You trap them. But you can tell your parent, like, parent is always okay. You can tell, "Mom, my phone is broken. Can I get a new one?" And mom can offer you, no problem. But you cannot just tell everyone you meet to ask for things like this. It's against the precept. This is bad intention. A bhikkhu would not be boastful, nor speak with an ulterior motive. Again, you have agenda when you say something. You hope to get something intentionally from the lay people. He would not practice imprudence or rudeness. Okay, we cannot be rude. We need to be polite and respectful. Nor say things that lead to argument. The way you speak has to be the right manner. Speak mindfully. Okay, not boastful. Tell people that you're good at this, you're good at that. I'm good at this, I'm good at that. That monk not good, this monk not good, I'm good. That kind of thing. What the benefit of doing that? This thing did happen in the Buddha time. Okay, people ordained with different purpose. People ordained with different background. Okay, and then it caused trouble to the Sangha or the monk community, and that is why the Buddha later on he laid out more rules. As misbehavior happened and more people complain. He would not be carried away lying, deliberately betray anyone. Okay, you have to be very honest. Nor would he look down what? Anyone of their way of life, intelligence, virtue, and vow. This again is happened. Some monks they kind of look down people. When someone invite you to their home for blessing, let's say 5 family invite you, so you select which family is the richest. You don't go to the poor family. You go to the rich one, because you get better food, you get more benefit, you get more stuff. Okay. It's the same amount of time of giving the blessing and chanting, but you get more stuff in return. Don't think like that. Okay, your job is to help others. People expect you to be a good merit field, a pure and clean merit field. So they want to offer you, they want to make merit with you. So we should go bless people home without expecting anything, with a pure heart. We want to support them. We want them to have a better life, so they can accumulate merit. There was a story of one of Pajjeka Buddha, who just recently came out of his meditation in the early morning. So he walks in the village. He walked into the village for the alms round, and he know there was a man there, very poor. Okay, and he has leprosy, like a disease. Okay, he was eating rice and his finger can fall off. He's very ill, leprosy. So he make like a rice on his plate, like maybe 5 of them. This is how people in India eat back then. They eat by hand. So do you mix rice with the curry and make it like one spoon of rice? Yeah, 1 pie of rice here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he finished 2 or 3 already, and then he saw the monk came, he want to make merit. So he want to offer the rest of the rice to the monk in the bowl. And Pacceka Buddha know that he want to help this man. Otherwise he would be born poor and born ill like this for many lifetimes. So with his good heart, he stopped in front of the man and allowed the man to grab the rice into his bowl. And while he doing that, one of his fingers dropped into the bowl. And the monk just be neutral, remain calm, okay, and walk not too far so the man can see. So he walked and he sat over there and he start eating the food. So he just pick up the finger and throw away just like you find a piece of wood. And he continued eating. A man so happy, he's so proud of his giving even though he don't have anything much to give. He's so happy, the mind was so joyful. And when he died, of course, with that joyful mind, he go to a good place. And he will be reborn in a better condition because of his donation to the pure merit field, to the good monk. Can you do that? Okay, so reflect on that. So don't tell a lie, okay? Don't be honest and don't look down others. Whether the villager that you receive the food when you go alms round, whether they're poor or they're rich, whether the food is good or not good, you cannot show your emotion, you cannot show your face and let people know that, hey, I don't like your food. So check yourself when you go alms round. Okay, we're almost done. Even if provoked by different saying, again, okay, when someone says something bad to you, different ascetic or different group of people say something bad to you, you will not answer harshly. You will not speak bad word. It happened a lot in the Buddha time because people come and challenge you because each one has their own teacher. The Buddha happened to be one of the teachers that exists in the India time, right? There are many teachers already. So people come and challenge you a lot of questions and sometimes you get to the point where you're unhappy about it. So you say something bad. Okay, last one. Fully understand this principle. All of this that we just have learned together, if you fully understand them, and inquiry, bhikkhu, to always train mindfully, practice them mindfully, knowing quench as peace, okay, look for peace. He would not be negligent with the teaching of the Buddha. He overcome, he is not overcome. Okay? He overcome something that he never overcome before. Seeing the Dhamma within his own eye. This is what the Buddha wants us to experience, to have the direct experience with the teaching of the Buddha, not just learn the theory. Not by just, oh, I hear from my friend. No, but you have direct experience. Therefore, he would always respectfully train in accord diligence in the teaching of the Buddha. And because you realize this principle is important, that can help you to fully liberate it, you seeing the benefit of practicing, following the teaching of the Buddha with your direct experience. You have confidence. So continue learning and practicing yourself more and more, okay, to develop yourself more and more. Don't give up. And one day you will achieve Nibbana. You will achieve, okay, the state of mind being, being peaceful, fully liberated. So this particular sutra, again, is not that long. It's short in each paragraph, but it has a very deep meaning. So we need to take back, okay, and reflect on it. Take your time to digest. There is another sutra that fully explains what we just learned today. If you have time, okay, you can do self-study on that. Since we learn about the manner of the monk, the precept of the monk, the good monk in the eyes of Buddha, I think this sutra is perfect. Okay, it's not too long. Give us like the whole idea of how to train ourselves and what exactly that the Buddha wants us to achieve. Okay, this is the Nibbana or fully liberation. Okay, any questions so far?